Hey everybody, it's Kendra. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. Or should I say, 안녕하세요, 저는 Kendra입니다. And I don't know how to say the rest of my intro in Korean. Sorry. Anywho, the reason I wanted to speak a tiny bit of Korean today is because I'm going to be sharing with you how to make Patbingsu, which is a Korean dessert. It's probably my favorite Korean food, and it is one of my favorite desserts in the whole entire world. So Patbingsu, pat means red bean and bingsu means shaved ice. So it's a very simple dessert. It's very quick and easy to make, and it is so tasty. So I lived in Korea for 2 years. I lived in Seoul and I taught English to adult students, and I loved it and I had so much fun and it was fabulous and I miss it all the time. But in the summer, I ate a ton of Patbingsu. You can find Patbingsu at restaurants, cafes, little places on the street. And my friend and I loved it so much that we often made this at home because it was just so good. And frankly, we didn't want to go to a restaurant and ask for a gigantic bowl of it because we felt guilty, we didn't want to embarrass ourselves, but we would make gigantic bowls of Patbingsu at home. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Every summer, I always remember this. Like, I forget about Patbingsu for the entire cold season, and then once it gets warm, I'm like, bring out the ice shaver. It is Patbingsu season, and I go. So I probably started making this 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I probably have eaten it 3 or 4 times a week since then. So anyway, some of the ingredients you might need to check out an Asian grocery store for, but I'm offering alternatives for things that you can make at home with ingredients that are usually fairly easy to find. So don't think you have to like, oh, I can't make this because I don't have an Asian grocery store nearby. If you can get your hands on a couple main ingredients, then you can make some of the things I'm going to talk about today. So anyway, ingredients. First of all, bingsu means shaved ice. So you're gonna need some way to shave your ice. So this is my cute little ice shaver. Basically, you put the ice in there, there's a blade, you put this dude on top, it kind of holds the ice down, you close it, and then you turn. Now, this ice shaver came with 3 of these little molds. So at first I was like, wait, time out. That's too small of a bowl to make my Patbingsu in. This is not a bowl for that. This is a mold for making ice. So you put the water in, you freeze it, and you get this nice little puck of ice that is the perfect size for shaving. So yeah, you need some way to shave ice. I suppose if you had a high-speed blender that was really durable, that would shave ice as well. And next you are going to need some sweet red bean paste, the pat. So this is the brand that I am able to find most frequently at Asian grocery stores. So this is a brand from Japan called Morinaga, and this is their Ogura-an. So this is red bean paste, perfectly fine. And then this is from China. So this is the Shirakiku brand. That totally works as well. Red bean paste is super common in Korea, China, Japan, other countries. So yeah, you don't need to find a Korean pot, it's fine. If you do not have any of these options available, just get yourself some red beans, adzuki beans. So that is what they look like. They're super cute. They've got that cute little white stripe on them. Get yourself some red beans because you can make your own red bean paste. So that is what this is. And let me tell you, the stuff in the can and the bag, it's totally fine. There is nothing like homemade red bean paste. This stuff probably took about an hour and a half to make. It's just red bean, water, sugar, vanilla, and a little bit of salt. It's really, really tasty. And I will put a link down below for the recipe that I used for this. And then the next essential ingredient you want for this is going to be some type of dessert style rice cake. Now, the reason I say dessert style is because if you go into a grocery store, like a Korean grocery store, and you say you need rice cake, you're generally gonna get something that is meant to be paired with like a spicy kind of sauce. It's gonna be a little bit chewier, thicker. It's not a dessert style rice cake. So if you've ever had mochi, that's like the vibe we're after. You know, mochi, it's still chewy, but it's softer, it's more pillowy, it's kind of got that marshmallowy type texture to it. So the ones that I have been able to find in America I found this brand. So this maybe, I don't know, Daifuku, is that the brand? But these are rice cakes filled with red bean paste and then covered in sesame seeds. These you can chop up. This is very, very nice on Patbingsu. And then I also found these. I have not tried these yet, but I suppose these would be fine. So this red bean mochi, chop that up. That'll do it just fine. But if you cannot actually find a dessert style rice cake, such as mochi, or in Korean, it would be bingsu duck. Duck means rice cake, so you want the duck for the rice cake for bingsu. If you cannot find any of those, if you can get your hands on sweet white rice flour, the main brand you will see is Mochiko. You can totally make your own, which is what I have done here. And of course, I will put the recipe, the link for the recipe down below. These are amazing. They are pillowy, they are delicious, they are soft. This is perfection. So these are plain, and then I also made a batch with green tea powder. I just added some matcha powder into this. Worked like a charm. These are so easy to make. Like, you literally mix like 5 things together and then you put them in a pan and you bake it for an hour, and that's it. So easy and so delicious. Now, the next thing that I always like to put on my Patbingsu is some type of fruit. So today I've got some fruit cut up. I've got a mango, a kiwi, a golden kiwi, so fancy here, a peach, and then a plum. You could also use bananas. Bananas are lovely in this. Strawberries. I actually just made Patbingsu a couple weeks ago with fresh strawberries that I picked at the strawberry farm. It was amazing. So yeah, I like to add fruit to it. And then the final thing that I put on my Patbingsu is some type of milk or non-dairy milk. You could use ice cream. Traditionally in Korea, they use sweetened condensed milk, which is very nice. Yeah, I remember getting sweetened condensed milk and ice cream, sometimes green tea ice cream. But what I'm gonna be using today is actually a nut milk creamer, like a coffee creamer. So this is the Milkademia brand, and I love their vanilla creamer for Patbingsu. I don't drink coffee, I only buy this for making Patbingsu. I've also used soy milk in the past, I've used almond milk, but for me, this is the best, because it's a little bit fattier, it's a little bit richer, and it's really, really tasty. So yeah, those are the main ingredients that I'm going to be using today for Patbingsu. Other ingredients that I do remember seeing on bingsu, sometimes nuts or seeds, such as walnuts, peanuts, pumpkin seeds. And then there is a type of powder in Korea called misugaru, which is basically a mixture of, I think it's 7 to 10 grains and beans, I want to say, and these things have been roasted and then ground up into a powder. So usually in Korea, you mix misugaru with water or milk and ice and just drink it. But sometimes you will find misugaru sprinkled on Patbingsu, and it's really, really tasty. Okay, so anywho, those are the ingredients. Now it is time to make some Patbingsu. All right, so this is my little container with the frozen puck of ice. I'm just gonna run this under some hot water to get it to release. All right, so there we go. That guy goes in there. And then I've got a bowl underneath to catch the ice. And now we just shake it. All right, so I like to make my Patbingsu in a nice, big, wide bowl, because if it's nice and wide, then I could add in a whole bunch more stuff. So I'm gonna put my ice in there, and now I'm gonna add in some fruit, some mangoes, some plums, peaches, kiwis. We can just go wild and add it all, right? I am gonna eat this with my husband later, so, well, not later, like right after this. And next you're gonna put on some of this red bean paste. Yum. Now some of these rice cakes. My husband loves these rice cakes. He likes the green tea ones, but he definitely prefers the plain one. So I've got to make sure I have enough rice cakes for both of us. And then finally, a little bit of this creamer. And there you have it, Patbingsu. All right, so there you go. That is how you make Patbingsu. Let's get in here with a nice bite of a little bit of everything. Oh, it's so good. That just makes me happy. Those rice cakes, the recipe I found was actually for mochi. And that was sort of where I figured out that, that was why I was having a problem. I was putting in bingsu duck into Google and I wasn't finding a good recipe. But then I put in mochi and I found a really good one. So super, super yummy, super easy. I think this actually might be my dinner. Or maybe just an appetizer tonight. I don't know. No, you can eat this however you like. Usually what ends up happening is you kind of end up stirring everything together and you kind of make this whole like soupy concoction and it's just fabulous. So anyway, if you've ever had Patbingsu, let me know. If you've ever made it or if you do make it, let me know. So yummy. I hope you enjoy. And if you make homemade rice cake and if you make homemade red bean paste, oh, you are in for a treat. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. 감사합니다. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.